Hi, I'm Benjamin Bernstein with AstroShaman.com, and this video is to give you some updates on some pretty big changes in my personal life just since a couple of weeks ago. And there will be some information mixed in here that you might find helpful for yourself too. So both a personal update and information rich, I hope. So 3 big things have happened since I put out my last newsletter. And one is, the 3 factors are love, diet, and sleep. So let's start with love. So Maeikisala, my beloved partner, and I have made a beautiful breakthrough. As I've been reporting in my newsletter, we've been doing compassionate radical honesty work a lot lately, and it brought us to a tipping point where we were either going to get it right or possibly go our separate ways. And we got it right. Yay! And not only did compassionate radical honesty help, and as I've detailed in prior, definitely my newsletter, the idea here is that you speak honestly and clearly what you're experiencing to your partner, but you do it in a very compassionate way, paraphrasing with statements like, the story in my mind is, so that you're sharing what's going on, but not necessarily acknowledging it's true. And we got to a point where we were looking really seriously at why are we together? You know, what's going on here? And fortunately, we're part of a group of people. We all have the study of the law of one channel material in common, but we also are much more than that. And a little while ago, in response to some challenge that was arising within our tribe, a few of the members said, well, let's form a harmony council. And we exist to help members who are having issues with each other to resolve them. And this includes couples. So Maeikisala and I agreed, hey, we need a trip to the Harmony Council. We'd never worked with them in this capacity before, but we did. And it was exquisite. There were 5 of us there. I was the only male, but one woman facilitated, and both Maeikisala and I had a person who was an ally, and we've all known each other for years, so that we're all very familiar with each other. And in a 2.5-hour session, just incredibly well facilitated. The space holders were amazing. We got to a breakthrough in awareness, and the fundamental breakthrough we got was, in order for us to really want to be with each other strongly, Maeikisala has to out-yin me. Her approach has been to be more and more assertive, more masculine, and it's actually been pushing me away. I'm so yin already that if she gets a little more yin, it kind of just pulls me in naturally. And we've been doing that since, and it's been extraordinary. We've been more intimate, more touch, more open heart connection. I am now eager to connect with her and consider her now an integral part of my life, where it wasn't so much that attitude before. So it's been an amazing difference, and it helps to have a good system like compassionate radical honesty, and it helps to have people who can facilitate you when the 2 of you together ain't getting it done. You need a little help from your friends sometimes. So that's number 1, the love breakthrough. Second is the diet breakthrough. I went to my doctor recently, and he told me I've got high cholesterol and I'm 60 years old and that can have consequences. And I made clear to him I wasn't interested in drugs, but he happens to be one of those rare breed, a nutritionally savvy doctor. Who knew? And he said, well, I got some information for you. So he gave me a number of recommendations, things to watch, things to read, things to get on the web about. So I started with the documentary, The Game Changers on Netflix, which highlights all these totally world-class, world champion athletes who do vegan diets, including a massive weightlifter. And that was, you know, it had all these really interesting profiles of these extraordinary athletes mixed in with the information about why they do the diet they do. And then I went on to one of his recommended books, which was How Not to Die by Michael Greger, MD. This thing's been on the New York Times bestseller list 3 times. I don't know how he accomplished that, but I guess it has surges of popularity. And I feel like I found the Holy Grail. So, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. And as a 60-year-old male who, if he doesn't take care of his health, could have really serious consequences. I have a number of friends who've had strokes and heart conditions, and, you know, you just got to take care of yourself when you get older, and really any age. But this book, which promotes what they call a whole food plant-based diet, which to me pretty much translates to vegan with a strong emphasis on healthy stuff, is just amazing. And a lot of lingering questions I had over the years about food, this guy's answering them. And Gregor is so cool because as a writer, he's very clear. And even though it's a very serious subject. He's got a tremendous sense of humor. To my delight, his book is full of puns. How perfect is that for me? And just awesome. And I even discovered his podcast today, Nutrition Facts with Dr. Greger. By the way, Greger has a weird spelling. It's Greger. And his podcast is awesome. His comedic talents really rise to the surface there. He's got a wonderful delivery, again, he has a way of just boiling it down to the essence, giving you just the most critical facts. He doesn't overload you with experimental data, although he's certainly got the goods on all that stuff too. He also, by the way, has a site called nutritionfacts.org, completely commercial free, that has tons of awesome videos on health stuff. So anyhow, I'm super excited. And I mean, theory's all good. I mean, before this, I was all about Tim Ferriss's slow carb diet, which was high protein, low carb. And this is very different than that. And of course, I'm going to judge by how's it affecting my body. And so far, after about a week in, I'm having a lot lighter feeling. There's a lot more divine consciousness just in my field without effort. In fact, I think I've pretty well integrated it now, but for several days, I was like, wow, there's so much more divine energy in the mix here. I'm having to adjust to it. And I'm only now just getting comfortable with this heightened energy as my new normal. And it's just because of the food. Also, I'm noticing I'm starting to lose weight without changing my exercise pattern. I can feel a clarifying of the mental field as well. Maeikisala is starting to notice me be a little sharper as well. One of the premises of the whole food plant-based diet is that whatever damage has been done in terms of arteries thickening, less blood flow to the brain, for example, compromising mental function, it actually reverses that. And not only do you not get any more buildup, the nature of this diet is it starts to clear up the arteries and get more blood flow to places so they function better. So that's what I'm banking on here. So super excited about the diet shift. And thirdly, for most of the last 7 or 10 days, I've been sleeping outside on our back porch. We got a covered back porch. And I remember, like, when you go camping and how nice it is just to be there in nature overnight. Well, my backyard isn't a national forest or anything, but there's lots of big trees. Our backyard, I should say. There's lots of big trees. There's a big lawn. And the energy is so nice. And the wind is such a great ally for me as a shaman. And I just feel the wind working with me all night. And it feels awesome. It's like the caress of a friend. So all that is just awesome. And I'm sleeping well out there. I don't sleep out there every night, but many nights I'm out there just being with the natural state. We have a couple of friends who are part of our tribe who have a house they've moved into that has a screened-in porch, and they put their bed out there, and they love just sleeping out there with, there's a screen protecting them, but the elements are the wind, the natural world is much more there than if they were in an enclosed room. So I took it a step further and just went to the back porch. So anyhow, those are my breakthroughs. And if there's takeaways there for you, if you've got a relationship going on, I really recommend the compassionate radical honesty approach, where you're sharing openly and clearly what you're thinking about them and experiencing with them. But always, in my opinion, a good idea to preface it with, there's a story in my mind that says, where you're letting them in. That way the stuff doesn't fester and grow cancerous roots energetically, so to speak. And a negative thought held about a partner and just held in the darkness like that can spread and fester. And this compassionate radical honesty approach prevents that from happening. Also, a big lesson for me, as I said, has been we too were not enough to break through this. We needed a container with other conscious people holding to help us get the breakthrough we needed. And the insight we needed came from one of them, from the facilitator. So don't think you can just do it with the two of you. You may need outside help. The diet thing, I think the benefit there is self-explanatory. I realize there's no end to controversy around diet. I mean, if you even said this stuff to me 2 weeks ago, I probably wouldn't have been interested. But now that I'm actually living it, the shift is extraordinary. I was vegan a while back for a while, and I'm now just re-experiencing the benefits of that. But again, I'm not here to tell you what to eat. I'm just telling you my experience. And if you're open to those sorts of insights, then the resources I mentioned might be helpful to you. And of course, there's all kinds of studies that have documented clearly, if you sleep outside, you just feel better. And the natural world has a way of restoring balance and harmony to your field if you're exposing yourself to nature. That's why so many people love camping so much. So it's not exactly camping, but sleeping on the porch or with more exposure to the outside can be super helpful. So that's my recent breakthroughs and maybe a few ideas that might help you. Thanks so much for watching. Again, I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com. I'd love your feedback as to what videos you'd like to see moving forward. Just please in the comment section, just give me info on what you'd like to see, whether you're looking this at on my site or on YouTube. I'd love to see your comments. What videos would you like to see moving forward? And as always, I have things I do as personal services. You can go to astroshaman.com and learn about my astrology, shamanic healing, awakening activation, life coaching, and other stuff. And of course, I've got an awesome membership called Awakening Plus, a very affordable spiritual membership online where you'll get all kinds of support for your healing and your awakening and your service to the great awakening on planet Earth, if you're into that. So that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching. And please do rate this wherever you're seeing it. So if you're on YouTube, for example, if you just give it a thumbs up or a rating or whatever, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. Many blessings to you.